And hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So, for today's video, I decided we're getting far enough in the series that I'm going to go ahead and do a world tour just so that, it just kind of gives a landmark. I'll probably do these about every 30 episodes or so, trying to keep it consistent, but I'm going to start in, mostly a historical order. So we're going to start with the first house that we built for the series. So, when we first built it, it was just solid wood, but I added this and a roof later, and the banner's also recent. I later added grass, but for the most part, it was just a wooden chunk. The floor was dirt, and later I went ahead and turned it into red wool. This was where we had our bed. You can tell because it's just a little bit lower than the rest due to being actual wool instead of carpet. And we got all of our furnace. We still use this kind of as a shed smelting room type area. Later I'm going to actually get a smelting room. And there's also a mine under here, but we'll come to that. So next is the greenhouse. At first this was legitimately just a random wheat farm I'd built because we desperately needed food at the time. And then later I decided I'm going to make this look nice and dug up a ton of sand and turned it all into glass, got some logs, and then popped down here. And then this was a later addition because I wanted to be able to reach the greenhouse at night due to being starving. But this was our first mine. It started out being underneath there. Actually, that's a crafting table right there. So it's right under the house. And we built under here. And yeah, we've got some random stuff, random digging down here. There's more back here, but it's irrelevant. And then let's see here. What else have we done? What in the world? What happened here? That's weird. Okay. And then what was the next thing I think we did? It was probably this tree. This was like the second custom tree I've ever done. The first one was in our... No, I think this was the first custom tree I've ever done. I'm kind of proud of it. It looks pretty nice. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this was the thing we did. And then, I put some paths leading from here to here. And then I'm pretty sure after that we built this nice sugarcane farm. It comes across here. I like it. And then due to feeling like it was a bit of a hassle to run around every time, I built a tunnel through here, which pretty nice. And we also got some kind of landscaping done out here. I built this. It did just go straight through, but I felt like this was a lot nicer. I also built this tree. I'm not as proud of it as the other one. The other one was better, in my opinion. But it's still okay. I feel like matches this area better than if I copied that one or built something really similar. So I still feel like it's fine the way it turned out. And then I built the house. No, I hadn't built this yet. I built this house down here because I was going to get some villagers from the village we found and put them in here, and then I never did. So now it's just kind of a decorative house sitting in the corner. Like most everything kind of matches the theme, and you got the random sandstone house. At least I built it further away from the house. And then I believe we built this. This nice bridge here came afterwards because, I felt like we needed some way across rather than swimming across the ocean. But it might have been before. It was probably before it was done. I don't know that one for certain. But let's go ahead and just head inside here. So then kind of the thinking behind this was I didn't really want it to be open, and I'd previously done houses with just a hallway going straight down, but you got our intro room, you got the jukebox, you got, a random sea pickle. I don't even know why I put that there, but okay. You got, yeah, that's about it. It's just our intro room. I figured it would be a waste to let this room rot away since I didn't have anything useful to do there. And then under here, you got our kind of kitchen. It's where I store all, food and kind of natural related items. I considered putting some furnaces here. I probably still will eventually, but that's only if I decide that I want to actually make furnaces in this house. Then up here you got the chest room. I did add chests before I started the episode because we just had these and that crafting table right there. But I added that one in all the chests just to kind of finish it off since I hadn't done that yet. And by the way, this side is pretty much just a mirror of the other side. Just that way you can go either way. I mostly go right, but I like the fact that I did both. And then you got the bedroom. I do want to put some bookshelves in still. So like there's still some stuff that's not quite done about this house that I need to do that I've been delaying. But for the most part it's done. And you got the nice window overlooking. And you got like the pool. So now this kind of sets the first couple big projects, but I am going to veer from historical order here just because it reaches the point where I have to be running back and forth. So next we're going to head over. I built a pool. So this is the only build that I was like, oh, I so don't want to turn that cobblestone and stone into smooth stone if it's not going to look nice. So I built it in a creative world beforehand. This is like the only build in my world I've done that for. And I did that and was like, yeah, it's pretty nice. I'll do it. So yeah, this is the only build that I tested out before I actually did it. And changed the umbrellas after I built it here and stuff. So, but for the most part, it's pretty much exactly like I built it there. I added these. But yeah, I felt like it would be a total waste to waste all that stone. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to make sure beforehand that that works. And then also, this path was a later addition because I don't remember which episode I built this in. Might have even been off camera, but I don't think so. And then over here, you got the animal pits. This actually, I think, started before that one because there's just some chickens running by and I dug this out, and then there was some sheep running by, so I dug this out and made it mostly a mirror except for with these so that grass will keep growing down there since sheep greedily eat all the grass. And then I ran quite a ways to actually get my hands on these cows. It's quite painful to get them. And then over here I actually did my first mining expedition specifically so I could build this. Hear that ding, 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 or blah, 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 whatever. I don't have headphones in right now, so I don't know exactly what it sounds like. But yeah, I set it up so these chickens lay eggs, and it automatically turns into these chickens. So yeah, there's a lot of chickens. And another change I did off camera that I don't think I mentioned is I sealed this. Because one thing that'll happen is when you get too many chickens in one block, it'll happen in a way where if you fall down there, it'll treat it like you're falling a lot further than you will, and you'll just die. It's quite terrifying. Chickens are dangerous. Like, I might need to take these guys out just because they'll get too dangerous eventually. But yeah, I don't need to clear them out just yet, but that's some tight quarters. Then I went ahead and built this melon farm and pumpkin farm, which, why are these disappearing? Like zombies or something running around destroying these? I'm so confused. Why this is happening? It doesn't make any sense. Like you can tell by the pumpkins being there that they did grow, but oh well. Then later I came in and built this cactus farm. A cactus is gone too. What? Why is my stuff just disappearing? It's so weird. But yeah, the cactus farm doesn't really serve much of a purpose besides just kind of being there. And yeah, I feel like I did it in a good way, which it doesn't really mess up the landscape or anything. And also, I made sure it was all grass along here. It was originally sand, but I felt like that made it look too much like I just went and grabbed cactus to put on the beach. I was like, nah, let's not have it look like that. Okay, and then what else? Then I guess the berry farm. This was originally more rows, but I decided to cut it back because I took a ton of damage when doing it, and I was just like, not worth the risk. I'd gotten to below half hearts before on it, so I mean, not really that pleasant, so I went ahead and did that. Also shredding through my armor. Like, I need to build a new set of armor because of that place. Then we got this path. This is actually really recent, like last episode recent. Maybe not quite that recent, but you know, it leads out that way. But before we do one build, we got to run over here for. This one, it's not a great build, but it's existent and doesn't totally look awful. It's a watchtower. You can kind of see down along the path, and it overlooks this area. I should probably cut down these trees here just so that got a clear view of the house, but it's kind of like a lookout and look over all my builds kind of tower. Like, you can see all of my builds pretty well from here, besides my custom tree that's right over there, back there. So yeah, you can't really see that one, but for the most part, you can see all the builds in this area. You can see the path. I'm pretty proud of this path. It took a bit, but I feel like it came out really nice. I wasn't sure how the whole logs like this would look, but it ended up turning out quite well, if I do say so myself. And might not even be a bad idea to turn all this into dirt, but that's the story for another time. Oh, that finally grew. Thank goodness. Okay, and then one of the most important things in the entire world. The majestic stone pit. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, but really, it's all for a big joke. I built this out like this. Somebody was making fun of me for my majestic stone pit, so I had to turn it into like a scenic view. And I also didn't want to deal with almost falling in. So I went ahead and did it like this because I didn't want to accidentally fall in when I was passing by, and I wanted to totally make a joke out of the stone pit. And then, really, I didn't build anything here, but there's a village over here, which is really the only other key part of this world left. And, yeah, this was, I don't know. It was one of the first places I went. Like, I cut through that way and then went back around this way and found it. So it's kind of a little special, not very special, but a little tiny bit. I even drank milk so the bad omen wouldn't affect this place. But let's see here. It's not really too much special about the village. I've tried to go through and make as many librarians as possible so I can sell paper to them and then hopefully eventually get enchants from them. And I didn't totally loot all of the hay. There's still a bunch sitting around. So yeah, overall, village is pretty nice. Obviously, you know, they don't have amazing traits. And how's that supposed to work? Oh wait, it's not. The logic of that farm. But yeah, I don't know. It's not much about this village. It's frankly, like, they totally revamped the villages. I feel like the desert village, I mean, they did a good job for what they had, but it still feels just a little bit dull. Like, maybe it's just because of the complete lack of color. It's only this one reddish color and sand, which, in my opinion, makes the desert villages still look a little dull. And I mean, the roadways are sandstone. It's so hard to tell them apart from just normally walking around. So yeah, there's some things I feel like they could have done a better job with the Sandstone Village. I like how the um, Forest Village and normal Plains Village turned out, but I'm just not so sure about the Desert Village. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about it for the world. I'm a little worried what episode 60 will be like if I make it that far, because this one alone is taking 15 minutes. If it doubles that, that's a half an hour video. Okay, anyway. So I feel like we've done quite a bit in this world. I could have shown the ravine, but there's not really anything special about it. It's just a ravine. So yeah, this is where my world's turned out. I'm looking forward to doing more in it. It's going to turn out great and beautiful and wonderful. Just a matter of time. We're getting further, and frankly, the area around my house has turned out quite well. Well, in the video by the majestic stone pit, with the sun starting to set. So yeah, I do feel like in the future it might not be a bad idea to try maybe some desert builds. Not really my area of expertise, but I might be able to get something done and maybe legitimately just expand out in this direction. Because I've taken up like all of the land over there, so I'm going to have to start being more creative with where my builds go to. I'm also going to need some form of transportation soon. Ugh. Anyway, that's about all for this video. I feel like we've gotten quite far in our world, and it's only the beginning. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.